Well, I had pretty high expectations that this test would be a much better one than what we have had, and that was verified.
I really appreciated what the State Department did in bringing together a bias and sensitivity committee, because it's addressing the issues from my community, the concerns they had, and they were valid concerns. But by putting in a bias and sensitivity committee, we're addressing our state standards by having the people that are closely connected with each community come in and review the test questions.
My role was to review questions as a teacher perspective. So I work in the classroom, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and so that was the perspective that I brought, to review the questions, check for that bias, check for sensitivity issues, make sure that they were appropriate for Idaho students.
There were 3 roles that one could get into it, and I was all 3. I'm a retired teacher, I'm a retired administrator, and I'm a current grandparent of 2 boys who go to the Idaho schools. I learned that in participating in the review that people are working on exams now who have infinitely more ability and knowledge than the people who have been working on them during the 40 years that I've been in higher education and involved with the public schools. I'm really impressed with the quality of the people who are working with these things.
I feel like this is going to be a very appropriate and accurate way for us to better understand what our students, what they know and what they don't know. What we're doing in Idaho is different. Not a lot of other states have done this review. We started out Monday and had a very large task in front of us to review 30,000, 35,000 questions, and to make sure that multiple people saw each question and sort of gave it that seal of approval. So the fact that we were able to complete that was, I think, very much a positive thing.
I think probably when we deal with appropriateness, we're really talking about the parental point of view. And the parents are wondering, are their kids being tested fairly and adequately? And after spending a week down here in Boise looking at the questions, I can personally guarantee that they are. Each one is wonderfully fabricated and wonderfully well thought out. Out of the 1,000 or so questions that I looked at, I think it was actually 1,500. I think I found about 2 or 3 which did not quite pass muster.
Most of the questions that I reviewed, I know that they have gone through many people before they reached me to proofread them and edit them. Most were pretty stand-up, pretty strong questions. And we wanted to make sure that we were reaching, all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of cultures represented, making sure questions weren't always referring to a doctor as a he and a teacher as a she, making sure that it was just appropriate and for children of any gender to see role models in certain careers or certain achievements.
I guess the message I'd like people to know is that these are well-written questions. They were written by professionals, teachers, administrators, specialists around the country and in the state of Idaho. And in terms of the review that we've done, these were people from Idaho, teachers, administrators, again, parents, from the very north to the southeast, to the southwest. Every part of Idaho was represented and had an opportunity to review these and make sure that they really were appropriate. And I think we can walk away and say, yes, they were very much so appropriate.
I think it's very important that they continue to involve teachers and community members and everyone in this process too, because we are all, it's kind of one of those that takes a village. We've all got to come together to do what's best for our students.
The more people from Idaho, the more teachers and parents that are understanding of the process and understanding of this assessment and also of the Idaho core standards. It's a positive direction for our students. This is a change, and that change is good, and we're going to work together to make sure that that's the best change for our students.